Welcome to the Mindset RX podcast, a show for functional athletes who want to gain a champ's mindset. I'm going to get straight into today's show. I don't have a bunch of time, so I know it's always a cue for me rambling for about 3 hours, but I don't have a bunch of time today, but I'll get straight into it. The question that we're really tackling is how to do the things that you know you should, but you somehow don't. And this is a state I spent, let's say, years, if not decades in. It was, I know I should do X, but instead I find myself doing Y. I know I should go out and train, but in fact I find myself waist deep in Ben & Jerry's, stuffing my face. I know I should do my mobility now, but I'd much rather just kind of fuck it off and go to the pub, or just chill out and watch Netflix instead. I know I should be eating well now, but I'm going to just go for the easy choice instead. And this was not just in my physical life too, but it was also in the kind of the business side of things, like Mindset RX, like previous iterations, or not even Mindset RX previous iterations. When I was first getting off the ground in terms of personal training and in terms of growing my own career and eventually working for myself, I had all these things that I knew I should be doing, all these tasks that I knew I should be doing, from like setting up like websites to contacting people who might want to become part of the personal training stuff I was doing then. I had all these different options available to me, like so many things that I should be doing. And like, to be honest, there's a bit of overwhelm there. That's part of it. But I started using that overwhelm as justification for not doing what I should be. When in reality, the truth was I just wasn't taking responsibility for myself. And look, I think now that I understand the balance between the kind of the soft side of, you know what, you got to forgive yourself and be kind to yourself and be nice to yourself, but also on the other side of things, you've got to take responsibility for your own shit. And there's no amount of pussyfooting about it and being kind to yourself that eliminates the fact that, look, you're an adult and you need to sort your shit out. However, most people are very bad at taking their own medicine, and there's a brilliant example of this. There's studies that show very similar things, but I've most recently read or listened to from Audible an extract of Jordan Peterson's book 12 Rules for Life, and in it he's talking about the exact thing that I'm talking about now, and this is what's prompted this. He talks about the idea that when people are given a task to do for themselves, so say you go to the doctors and you're given this, like, you're given these pills and they taste horrible, but it's to treat a really horrible shitty stomach condition. So you've got these pills now and it's like, take these pills because these pills are going to help you and they're going to stop, and I know they taste horrible and I know they make you feel queasy, but they're going to stop this stomach condition, which means you're not going to have to replace your stomach lining after a while. We're not going to have to go down the surgery route. I know these pills are hard to swallow, literally, but you've got to do this because otherwise you're not going to heal. And like, if in most people given that situation will take the pills for about 2 days and then they'll start to fall off the prescription, start to lose faith in it, they'll start to justify it by questioning the doctor's ability, by questioning the pharmaceutical side of it, and they'll bring up all these logical reasons. But imagine for a moment that exact same situation happens, but it's reversed, and the patient is your dog or your cat, if you're a dog or a cat person, and you have to now give your dog or your cat the medicine. Like, they are the ill patient, I almost said person, they're the ill patient, and you're now responsible for them. Somehow you get that dog or that cat to eat the medicine, to take the medicine, because it's suddenly outside of your control and you're responsible for that living being. And it's the same thing with kids as well. I don't know anyone who would let their kid not go to school when they don't want to go to school, or not eat greens when they don't want to eat greens and that kind of stuff. Like, when you're responsible for another human being, you act in accordance to that. But you don't. Most people, this is a generalization here, most people don't take enough care for themselves. So what's the solution? You've got to treat yourself like you're someone you're responsible for. And that's a lot of responsibility. You've got to look at yourself every single day and say, okay, I'm going to look after you. And you may not like to take your medicine, but you're going to take your medicine. This is something that you are going to thrive through, and like, you've got to convince yourself. You've got to almost have that relationship with yourself where, look, I know this isn't nice. I know you're not going to enjoy it right now, but sort your shit out just this once and I'll give you a little treat as a reward. And it's this kind of hard line tinged with compassion, self-love and compassion, that has the power to change your results. So if you're struggling to make yourself do the things you want to do, whether it's your mobility, whether it's hitting your nutrition, I'm going through a good example of this at the moment as well. I've realized through my jiu-jitsu training that I've lost far too much mass. I've lost about 4.5 kilos in about 4 months. So and that's mostly muscle. It's almost no body fat whatsoever. I'm roughly the same body fat percentage by looks. So I've lost all that mass. So I've now got to basically, I just cut it short. I've got to go up to about 5,000 calories a day. I'm doing that through some awful mass gainer shakes, like truly not rancid to taste, but just sludge. So I've got to look at this now, that if I do this thing right, I give myself a little pat on the back. I take time out, and it seems patronizing to myself, like, oh, well done for drinking a shake when no one else has food. But it's a really good thing to be able to do, to take responsibility to your own action and treat yourself as a different person. Okay, so in short, treat yourself as someone, or treat yourself as if you're someone you're responsible for. It's simple, and I really, really hope that you take this advice and really start to move forwards with your mindset because of this. And this transfers perfectly into mindset too. If you're self-sabotaging, this is your way out of it. If you're being a bit of a dick to yourself in workouts, this is your way out of it. And if you're inconsistent, or if you can't push very hard, or if you just aren't the type of person that you want to be right now, this is your way out of it, by treating yourself as if you're someone that you're responsible for. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy it, please leave a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you found this show. Also, like I mentioned last time, you got to get yourself into the Mindset for Functional Athletes Facebook group. It's a community of athletes who are growing together, and it's completely free, by the way. And it's a community of athletes who are basically getting more updates about mindset. I'm sharing little knowledge bombs there, and we're going through the whole mindset growth together. So if you're enjoying that, if you're enjoying the show, you'll definitely enjoy Mindset for Functional Athletes. And a little hint for you: if you've heard me speaking about Mindset RX coaching certification, this is your time to get involved with it. All you do, shoot me an email, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about it. But if you want to get more information, now's your time. The Mindset RX coaching certification round 2 is going live. So I hope you enjoy the show, and I'll speak to you all soon.